Now, Democratic vice presidential candidate Tim Walz appeared on The View this week and he was questioned about some of his false statements.
Can't there be no gray area, and how would you convey to voters they may be concerned that there's a trust issue?
Yeah, I do think you have to be careful about this. If it's stating, in Hong Kong in August of 89, 35 years ago, I think people do separate that between a pathological liar like Donald Trump. They get it out there. But I do think it's important that we're careful about how we speak. It's something for me is, I think, being a teacher, being a coach, I just speak from my heart. I speak honestly. I speak in the moment. And in preparing for a debate, I told my team that I felt like I'm at a disadvantage in a debate because my tendency is to just answer the question that you're asked.
But Tim Walz has just been a disaster. Surely the Democrats really regret this pick.
Yes, and that was the danger, of course, of replacing the nominee, is that you have a shorter vetting period for who you're going to pick as your running mate. Clearly, whoever was in charge of that did not do a very good job. It is interesting that Tim Walz brings up that phrase pathological liar, because I think the fundamental problem with his quote unquote misstatements is that there's a pattern of them, right? It's not just one, but this happened on multiple occasions about several resume aspects of his life, whether it was his military service, saying he carried weapons in war, to misstating his rank to this day that he never earned in his military service, from abandoning his fellow service members on a deployment that he claimed he didn't know about. His supervisor says that was a lie. He claimed he was in Tiananmen Square, which he apparently was not. He even comes up with petty lies, like the idea that he doesn't season his tacos. So up and down his entire history, he's been telling these little fibs. That's the definition of pathological.
Yeah, but he'd like to bring up Donald Trump and take aim at him. Meanwhile, he is the pathological liar. Now, Amber, I have to get your thoughts on Donald Trump's campaign tactic that we saw this week. I thought it was brilliant when he was manning the fry station at a drive-through McDonald's. Here's a little clip of it.
I'm looking for a job, and I've always wanted to work at McDonald's, but I never did. I'm running against somebody that said she did, but it turned out to be a totally phony story. So, President Trump! Well, that's a good-looking group. Hello, everybody. I'm having a lot of fun here, everybody. Look at all the fake news of it.
Amber, what did you make of it?
I thought it was a brilliant campaign move. He really accomplished two things here. The first is that Trump has always been a great retail politician. He is at his best when he is around normal Americans, just talking and interacting with them. It's very authentic. He doesn't pretend to be somebody that he's not. He's still wearing his classic button-down shirt and his red tie, but he takes the job seriously and he treats everybody around him with respect. So he gets to show off that side of him while at the same time playing into what his campaign has been trying to define Kamala as, which is a phony, because there are serious questions about whether or not she actually worked at McDonald's. She has said on past applications where she's supposed to list every job, she doesn't list McDonald's. She hasn't pulled up an easy way to prove it, which is she could pull up her IRS, tax records. She could pull up her Social Security records. She's refused to do that. So I think really the burden is on her. If she's going to tout her McDonald's service as part of her middle-class bona fides, then she needs to produce the evidence.
Amber Duke, Washington editor at The Spectator, thank you so much for joining us on Power Hour. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, Gabriella.